I stumbled upon this Instagram account in a Facebook group titled "We Live in a Simulation," for where someone had asked, "Do you know anything about this shit?" For which I replied with, "I'll look into it, see if it's worth looking into, whatever rabbit hole this could be." Looking at the account, I noticed 3 videos. Let's take a look at them now.
I'm officially off the rails. You should try it.
Alright, so something is happening. Upon further review, I realized that the account has a story. 21 hours left. 20 hours left. 19 hours left. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Some people ask, do you want to spend every hour without sleep on the internet? Yes, I don't sleep. I promise Bob I will keep my promise. December 6th is a day the internet will never forget. 12, 11, 10. For those who still don't understand what's going on, just take a look at the highlights. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. The long-awaited December 6th has finally arrived. Go to Telegram, open the video, and watch it. The internet would never forget what I'm about to show you today. Be the first to see it. But first, we gotta look at yet another account. Bob. Examining the profile picture, you can actually see Bob and the girl together. Opening up the Telegram group shows a video that people would have to pay for, stating that you have 24 hours before the video is deleted. So let's look at the video.
Welcome back on December 6th. It wasn't easy to get your attention among the billions of short videos. Some people in the comments thought that today we would post some mean video and troll everyone. Some people thought that today we would scare everyone by showing some screaming video, and even some in the comments thought that today we would gather everyone together and show a porn video. But no, that's not why we gathered you today.
My name is Bob, and I am 21 years old. It all started on December 6, 2023. It was an ordinary day in my life. As usual, in the morning after breakfast, I took my phone and endlessly watched short videos on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. In 2019, when the TikTok platform was growing rapidly and had billions of users worldwide, I, like many users, became addicted to this platform. Suddenly, while I was watching a video, my eyes began to darken. For the first time in my life, I was truly scared. Wherever I looked, a huge black dot appeared in the middle of my eye. Little by little, I began to understand why this was happening. Let's go back to 2019. I can confidently tell you that from 2019 to 2023, I spent hours constantly watching meaningless, disgusting, and useless videos on my screen. Of course, besides watching short videos, I had other activities and goals in my life. For example, my studies or soccer practice with friends. But I didn't spend much time on them. I unknowingly turned the best years of my youth into an artificial digital addiction. For years, I spent most of my energy watching meaningless videos, and on December 6, 2023, I was diagnosed with eye cancer, and from that day on, my life changed forever. Bear with me, everybody. I'm going to start off today on a little bit of a heavy note, but I promise things will lighten up. The dots on this screen represent an adult life in months, assuming a life expectancy of 90. So if you're 18 years old right now, this is an optimistic estimate of the months that you have left. Take a second to take that in. Probably not as many as you would expect. And I'm sorry to say that it does get worse, because about a third of that time is going to be spent sleeping. On average, 126 of those months will go to school in your career. About 18 will be spent driving, 36 cooking and eating, 36 doing chores and errands, and about 27 in the bathroom and taking care of personal hygiene. So that leaves you with 334 months optimistically for everything else. So this is where you tick the boxes on your bucket list. This is where you pursue your passions and travel the world and leave your mark. How you spend this time is going to determine the quality of your life. But this time isn't just something that you spend, it's also something that you invest. Because what you do with it will quite literally determine the kind of person you become. The body, mind, and character that you will have in the future are being actively shaped by how you choose to use your time today. So take a second and ask yourself, what do you want to do with that free time? What things do you want to do that you haven't done? Who do you want to spend that time with? What is worth investing it in? Now, I would be willing to bet that scrolling through TikTok, binge-watching Netflix, and playing video games probably did not come to mind. But today, the average 18-year-old in the United States is on pace to spend 93% of their remaining free time looking at a screen. That is not counting time for school. So wrap your head around how sad that is. Imagine getting to the age of 90, seeing this visualization of how you spent all your time after the age of 18, and thinking about all the things you could have done that you did not do because you got distracted. And I also want you to ask yourself, what do you think over 26 years of screen time would do to you? What is that an investment in? How would it change you? It's well established that there's a link between high screen time and mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. But recently we've started to unveil the cognitive consequences of excessive tech use as well. When we're staring at our screens, we are constantly switching our attention between different pieces of information. The average TikTok is about 15 seconds long, and over 55% of web pages are viewed for 15 seconds or less. And if you're switching your attention every 15 seconds for an average of 8 hours and 39 minutes a day, you are training yourself to become chronically distracted. Think about what that will do to your career, to your relationships, and to your ability to pursue the things that matter most to you. Unfortunately, the consequences of screen time are not limited to our mental health and our cognition, because every social media platform carries a message that affects what we believe. They influence the way we see ourselves and the way we see the world, purely based on how they are designed. Instagram inherently says that your worth is largely defined by what you look like and what you do on vacations. It compels you to capture all the most meaningful moments of your life on camera and share them with your entire social network. And it implicitly says that it's more valuable to have 1,000 people that will give you transient social approval than a few that deeply care about you, even when it's not your best day. Snapchat inherently says that the quality of our relationships is best measured by the frequency of our communication, regardless of what we're actually saying. You get a point added to your Snapchat streak, even if you just send a picture of the side of your face with the caption, "Streaks." X, Twitter, says that anything worth saying can and should be reduced to an arbitrary number of characters. It says that the world is black and white, that it's more important to be updated about everything than deeply informed about anything. And when you start to compare the messages these platforms are sending with those of technologies from the past, you begin to get a sense of what we might be losing, because the inherent structure of a book says that the world is complex and it takes time to understand. It compels us to walk in the shoes of other people and see things from their perspective with context. And it forces us to focus on one train of thought for an extended period of time, which nurtures our attention. And the letter tells us that our communication doesn't need to be frequent. It just needs to be deep. So when you factor all that in, it quickly becomes clear that the opportunity cost of this screen time is impossible to calculate. And I have never shown this visualization to anyone that actually wants to spend 93% of their remaining free time staring at a screen. So there's a stark difference between how much time we say our screens are worth and how much time we actually give them. And it is critical to realize that is not an accident. That is by design. It's a consequence of a business model that has incentives which are fundamentally misaligned with your well-being. Because you are the product that social media sells. These services are free because they are monetizing you. They profit by helping advertisers change your future behavior, whether that be where you spend your time, how you spend your money, or even who you vote for. In order to do that, they have to do two things. They need to figure out which ads are going to influence you by collecting as much data about you as they possibly can. And then they need to show you as many of those ads as possible. So social media is free because you pay for it with your time. Their profit is directly linked to how long they can get you to scroll. And every social media platform is in a battle with each other to capture as much of your free time as possible. So let's run a thought experiment. I want you to ask yourself, how much would you pay for your favorite social media platform if it charged you a monthly subscription fee? Let's do a quick calculation to figure out how much we're effectively paying for an app. Like TikTok. We'll assume that you value your time at a rate of $20 per hour and you're spending 2 hours a day on the platform or 30 days in a month. So you're effectively paying $1,200 per month for TikTok. So when you start to do this kind of analysis, it quickly becomes clear that most of us are drastically overpaying for social media. My ask of you is this. Figure out what it means for you to get a good deal out of social media platforms. In order to do that, you have to do two things. You have to ask yourself, what value do these services provide? And second, you have to ask, how much of your time is that value worth? Now, I want to be clear that I am not saying social media is without value. It can be an incredibly powerful tool. It can foster relationships. It can introduce you to new ideas. It can even spark social movements, but we need to learn to use it in moderation. Don't let yourself get to the age of 90, only to look back on your life and realize that while you were trying to avoid FOMO, you actually missed out on living. That free time is your most valuable resource. Do not give it away for free. Why did I gather everyone here? Why did I warn you about this visualization? Because social media is what ruined my life. Just imagine that for 20 years I could see, enjoy, and feel this wonderful world. With my eyes, I could see my parents, my loved ones, my friends, and my girlfriend. And now I see only darkness within darkness. Only darkness. Close your eyes and imagine. After spending the last 5 years of my life staring at a screen nonstop, I developed a serious illness, cancer to be exact. On December 27th, 2023, my eyes were surgically removed. Now I will never be able to see this world. Before I went blind, I always dreamed of traveling the world. I wanted to see the city of Paris, sit in the stadium and watch my favorite player, Ronaldo, kick a ball. I dreamed of swimming across the endless ocean and seeing the northern lights. Unfortunately, all of this has now become a dream for me. Now I can't even see my future child smile. But it's not too late for you. If you're watching this video, you still have a chance. It's not too late for you to change. As I said at the beginning of the video, it wasn't easy to divert your attention from the billions of videos and bring you here. The purpose of sharing this experience with you is to show you how valuable the time you spend on social media is. Of course, not everyone can become blind by spending their life and time on the internet. But as I said in this drawing, you only have one chance to live in this world, and you only have one chance to spend it. Now listen to the last words of blind 21-year-old Bob. While you sleep, time goes by. While you eat, time goes by. While you think about how to make money, time goes by. A year is like a month is like a week is like a disappointed by some people. Forget about if you don't take a risk today, you'll be left with nothing tomorrow. We have something to lose. And every new day can bring you something that can change your life for the better. Something that will make you successful, only in your hands. The opinion of strangers can sometimes be useful, but do not let yourself be confused by the illusion that is presented to you with promises. A person is defined by action. My name is Bob. I realized all this when I was 21, and I hope you will understand it much earlier than me. Good luck to you, my friend. I'd also like to thank my friend Anna. Without her help, I would not have been able to convey these last words to the world. Thank you, Anna.
All right, so that was a lot to grasp. In my opinion, it seems more like a scam that taught us a lesson, with the main message being we need to live life to the fullest instead of just being addicted to our phones and social media. That we simply don't have much time left and to use our time wisely. As for Bob, he mentioned multiple times about his last words. It's not clear whether or not he unalived himself, but if he did, then I'm sorry. Upon further review, I noticed in the first clip that there was an Instagram handle. When I came to the Instagram account, nothing really seemed out of the ordinary. I went trying to look for the same video and it's an NFT. But the more interesting part is it was bought. And so I went to the account that bought it, and coincidentally, the followers and the following are both 6s. Now, I don't know who owns this account or whether or not it ties into our main topic, but it is interesting to note. Funny enough, our main topic of interest while making this video actually posted on their Instagram story, which essentially was just another method of watching the video via Patreon. After their video got released, they actually ended up losing not just 10,000, but 20,000 followers as of the editing of this video. So I like to follow up with this thought. Was this just a scam? An easy way to get money from whoever's gullible? Or was this something else? Something deeper, more meaningful? Depends on how you want to take it. You either see this as a scam, or you take the advice. All I know is, when it comes to Bob at the end of this, whether you are still alive or not, remains a mystery.